Islanders, it is officially the Christmas season. And can you remember as a child making your wish list? Things that you wanted, some of them you know you could obtain, some of them probably stretched the boundaries a little bit. Whenever I was little and I opened my presents on Christmas morning, I did not always get what was on my wish list. I hope that you did. But when I look at cruising this month, the month of November, the news we've had about ports, I had a list of ports that I would love to open in 2021. And we were surprised when Turks and Caicos and Grand Turk said, hey, we're going to welcome cruise ships starting with the Carnival Mardi Gras. I received so many questions about Grand Cayman. Any news about Grand Cayman? Guess what? That outlier that was on the wish list looks like we might just get it in 2021. We have news on Grand Cayman, plus we have news on stocks today. My goodness, stocks are down across the industry. And finally, news also in St. Maarten as we continue to look at ports. And I need your help, okay? I really need your help. We'll talk about that first thing as we get started right here on Island Time. A big happy Friday. It is Black Friday, Islanders. I hope that you are still off of work. I hope that you're at home enjoying basketball, football, shopping, leftovers, friends, and family. And I hope you're ready for a great weekend. I hope your Thanksgiving was great. Mine was grand. I go 1,000,000 miles an hour. I work 3 different jobs. I stay busier than I have to, honestly. But I enjoy everything I do, and it has been so nice for the last couple of days to shut it off, shut everything off. We had a great Thanksgiving. We had a great morning this morning going to shop and buy Christmas decorations. We're about to decorate. My 2 boys are so excited, and I hope you are too. Get this, 3 weeks from today, it's hard to even imagine, 3 weeks from today, Amanda and I and several others, we've got a big group going. We will be flying to Houston, getting to Galveston. I should be at this time already at Harbor House. I should be at Willie G's, going live with you. So 3 weeks from now, we're going to be in Galveston. We will board the Vista 3 weeks from tomorrow, December the 18th, for a 10-year anniversary. We're excited. Of course, we will bring you with us. We will pack you with us. We will go live in Galveston. We'll go live on the ship. And show all the adventures that we have. We can't wait to share it with you. And speaking of going live, let's have a date. You and I, a little over 48 hours from now. So Sunday, let's go 8 o'clock Central Time, Island Time Live. We'll get to interact and talk about all sorts of things. 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time, Sunday. Now, here's how I need your help. I mentioned this big group going in 3 weeks and 1 day. And we have some new cruisers. I always love cruising with new cruisers. I try to find a balance of what all to tell them versus what do you let them discover on their own. Because I want it to be magical, just like it was for me my first time. So I try not to tell them too much. But I want to tell them some things because it will help their cruise experience. That's where I need your help. Where is that line at? What advice should I give to new cruisers who've never cruised any cruise line? They're going with us on Carnival. What should I tell them? Just the bare bones of things, the tips, the tricks, maybe what to pack, maybe shore excursion wise, what to do on ship. What would you tell a new cruiser without trying to overload them with information, which is easy for me? Help me out in the comment section below. Some gentle things, easy things to share with our first-time cruisers. I will take those things and I promise you I will use them as we're going to actually have a little pre-cruise party tomorrow night. And so everyone's coming to our house. We're excited for that. Let's get to the cruise news because, again, it's almost like an outlier is coming true. How about this? Grand Cayman is about to open. It's going to open in 2021. We didn't think so. Grand Cayman, they didn't think it was going to happen just a few weeks ago. And many of you have asked, here's the news, okay? And it's not exactly what we want to hear, but we're on the right path. So a cruise ship is going to return to Grand Cayman, get this, December the 28th of this year. A cruise ship's going to return. It will be the first time in 21 months and 12 days that a ship has visited the Cayman Islands. Grand Cayman's Ministry of Tourism and Transport has announced that the cabinet, the government there in Grand Cayman, has approved a certain cruise ship, and it's not Carnival, it is Holland America's new Standam. It's a cruise ship that's going to call Grand Cayman for its first port, like I said, in over 21 months. How about that? Now, there's not a more general plan of how to reopen the Cayman Islands yet. I'm still looking for what's next. You know, this one cruise ship from Holland America is going to visit. What's the second one and the third one? But there were some interesting stipulations that the cabinet has set on Holland America to allow them to visit some of the things we've seen in other islands, other protocols, and there's something that's kind of unique. Let's look at it. So the new Standam was approved to call Grand Cayman home for its first cruise ship with the following negotiated conditions. Okay, some of these, like I said, you'll know. All guests and crew have to have the final dose of an approved COVID-19 vaccine 14 days prior to the beginning of their cruise. That's easy. Okay, we've got that. That's easy. All guests must have tested negative to a PCR or antigen test within 2 days of their embarkation. Easy. Everyone, Carnival's doing that. Royal Caribbean's doing that. All guests and crew must, going ashore, must observe local requirements and protocols. That's easy. We're doing that in other lines as well. No guest or crew who do not feel well will be allowed to get off the ship. That's the same as anywhere else. Passenger capacity is limited to a maximum of 1,600, represented 60% of the capacity. So only 1,600 guests are able to get off the ship and visit Grand Cayman. And this one is interesting. It's different, and we're going to see if it sticks around. But Grand Cayman, the government of Grand Cayman, has required that Grand Cayman be the first port of call. Interesting, different. Other islands are not doing that. So meaning that the Holland America New Standam will leave, they will embark and leave, and their first stop will be Grand Cayman. An interesting concept for the government there of Grand Cayman to make sure they're the first one. They don't want the ship stopping in other places, potentially exposing passengers to the virus, getting back on the ship, and then visiting Grand Cayman. They're saying you have to come here first. Now, what's interesting is, will that stick around? Will that be a requirement that they put on Carnival Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean? I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting, but again, it was negotiated with Holland America. So it's nice, whatever the case, it is nice that a cruise ship will be in the Cayman Islands next month. You know, just about a month away, will be in the Cayman Islands. That's really cool. Here's what the government had to say, and this is Kenneth Bryan, a minister for tourism and transport. The health and safety of our people and visitors to our shores continues to be a priority in our phased reopening plan. Currently, over 1,000 Caymans are displaced due to the closure of our cruise ports. And as we safely reopen our borders, the cruise sector will be a key part of the tourism industry's recovery. This single cruise ship presents an opportunity for us to find the safest way to welcome back our guests while we can continue to navigate the challenges of this pandemic. We hope that with this ship calling Grand Cayman a port of call, everything goes well, the government's ready, the locals are ready, in that it's mutual between Holland America, the cruise guest, and the government. It's good for everybody and that they get whatever they need to in place. If it's these specific protocols or it's something altered just a little bit, but they get something in place so that more cruise ships and passengers can visit the island, and there will be a positive impact on the island, the government, and most importantly, the locals. Okay, it's going to be interesting to see. We will see how it goes as we get into next month, but how awesome to close up this month and have kind of that outlier say, you know what, we're going to join in. And as they do that, you've probably seen the news. I don't report this for any other reason. There's no scare tactic behind it. It is what it is. First off, stocks tanked this morning. If you own cruise line stock or airline stock, I mean, you're talking 10%. Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, some may have bounced back just a little bit by now. But the new variant that they've discovered in Africa, not much is known about it yet. And like I said, I'm not saying anything to make anyone scared. I'm just reporting what is out there. Now, the hope is that it's another variant that the vaccine's covered, that's not going to be spread quick like the Delta variant. We'll see what happens with it. But reality is reality, and we'll see what comes from the variant and stocks. As far as, I'm not a financial advisor, but when something falls 10%, usually an overreaction. I know that I've purchased on Black Friday. I didn't go buy a TV, didn't buy a computer or an iPad. I purchased stocks. So something to watch here as we go into these next few weeks. And will this new variant cause travel restrictions or anything to do with cruising? It's way too early to tell, but you know we have our eyes on it for sure. And let's end today. How about this? St. Maarten. The same thing happened to St. Kitts last week. 6 cruise ships at one time. And then we talked about Jamaica and the news in Jamaica. Grand Turk's in the news. Now Grand Cayman, and now St. Maarten, who's been active. They've already been active since the cruise restart. But here's the news on St. Maarten. St. Maarten welcomes 6 cruise ships in a single day, the busiest day in more than 20 months. For the first time in 20 months. Phillipsburg, St. Maarten welcomes 6 cruise ships across 4 different cruise lines. I know Royal Caribbean had 2 of those 6 ships. A sign that there is a comeback. And by the way, if you've never been to St. Maarten in Maho Beach, you need to look at it. It's awesome. That's the airport, the runway that's right there by the beach. They've got a surfboard with all the arrival times and departure times. And when those planes come to land, they are literally 30 or 40 feet, no lie, 30 or 40 feet over your head. Look at it. It's pretty cool. On November 24th, so just a couple of days ago, the port had 6 cruise ships, the busiest day in 20 months. The vessels brought in more than 7,500 guests and crew to the island. Of course, it's great for the locals, the island itself. But of course, we loved to see St. Maarten. We love to see Grand Cayman and contribute to their economy and their way of living. Roger Lawrence, the Minister of Tourism and Economic Affairs, said this: "It's with great pleasure that we welcome our guests and crew with a warm St. Maarten welcome on Wednesday. After 20 months, we are able to accommodate 6 vessels to our piers. This is a great indication of the direction we are heading. To return and maintain our status as a leading destination, we must continue to collaborate with our partners and offer service excellence," and they always do. St. Maarten is a great place to visit. How about that news? Great news today. I hope that you give us a thumbs up. Please do. Please give us a thumbs up. It really does help us more than you'll ever know. And if you're not an islander, if you have not subscribed yet, you need to do so. Do it. Subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. That way, when we release new content, you are notified. Okay? Have a great Friday. Enjoy whatever it is about this time of year, whether it's football, food, shopping, relaxing, decorating for Christmas, playing with the kids. Go do that. Go do that. I'm so blessed to be a part of this community, the cruise community, but this islander community that truly seeks and aims to help people and families cruise and make their experience better. If you're not with us on Facebook yet, find the link in the description below. Join our Facebook group. I promise you will get something from it. We help so many people help on our page to answer questions, provide recommendations, share cruise tips, and we are thankful for that. Have a great Friday. We'll talk to you this weekend right here on Island Time.